Hi, I'm Chris Koster. I'm Special Projects Manager for the Metro Parks Department. It's part of the team that oversaw the planning and design of Cumberland Park. Cumberland Park is located between the Korean War Veterans Memorial Bridge and the Shelby Street Pedestrian Bridge on the east bank of the river, right next to the Titans football stadium. Cumberland Park got its name through a public naming contest. What we did is we asked the public to submit names for the new park, and we put together a selection committee to choose the most popular name for the park, and Cumberland Park was chosen. Cumberland Park was designed to have multiple features, multiple opportunities for people to come down and play. Regardless of your age, background, or ability, there's something for you to do here. We have a large sandbox for kids to play in. We have play equipment scattered throughout the park. We have what's called a gorge area that has a rock climbing wall, rope climbs, a big slide for people to play on. There's walking trails scattered throughout the park through forested and wildflowers that bring butterflies and other wildlife into the area. There's different beautiful views out along the esplanade, along the riverfront itself. There's a stage area that kids can play on, and we'll soon have program for concerts and things kicking off in the fall. And behind me you can see probably the most popular feature, which is the spray park, which is a water feature that shoots water out along different shows, different heights throughout the course of the day. One of the very fun things you can see is we have a pooling effect occurring in there, which the toddlers really love and separates them from some of the larger kids that have some of the larger jets occurring. We also have a really unique thing behind me called a rain curtain, which pours water down similar that you would experience during a rainstorm. Gentle rain to thunderstorm type rain, which is also very popular. When it's hot out, like it is today, this is a great, fun family place to come and cool off during the course of the summer. As you can see, we're standing on the stage and canopy here in Cumberland Park. We've designed the stage to do a couple of things. One, to hold concerts in here, and we're very excited. We think we'll have some concerts coming here in the fall. Get people out here in the park at night when it's a little bit cooler and enjoy this place, because it's an exceptional spot. As you can see in the background, we've got all of downtown and the Shelby Street walking bridge. At night, all of downtown is lit up, including low level on this park, and it's just a fantastic, spectacular sight for the public to be in, and it's something I don't think we've all seen enough of, so I hope we can take advantage of that in the fall. The canopy also serves a dual purpose. During the day when there aren't concerts going on, as you can see, there's shade out here. Families can bring picnic blankets out here, enjoy lunch, get out of some of the intense heat that occurs out here in the park right now till a lot of these trees grow in. So during the course of a summer, it can be used just for typical play. Kids get up here and enjoy the stage and put on their own little plays. We hope to have a lot of Metro Parks programs occurring out here, such as some of our ballet and our jam bands and other things that happen during our programs at Metro Parks. So it can be used in a variety of ways all year long for lots of different purposes. And we're very excited about this as a feature located right down here on Riverfront Park to capture some of those smaller concerts in this area. We paid a lot of attention to trying to do this park in a very sustainable and green manner. There's a lot of fascinating things about this park actually that are probably unknown to the public to some degree that capture a lot of the interest in green building technology. For instance, all of this orchard stone and the granite that you see in the park is all quarried local from Tennessee. All of the trees and the plantings are intended to be native, so there are things that deal with areas of the South being drought tolerant in terms of growing well in this type of climate. So we've got that. We also have a very unique aspect to this, but out there near the gantry site we have what's called a cistern, which is essentially a giant water holding tank. And what that does is all of the water that's coming from the local parking lots that are pavement, all the water that's used for irrigation within this park that's gathered is captured and brought down to that cistern. That water's pooled into that cistern, and what we have in there is a pump system that pulls that water back out and uses it to irrigate this park. So what we're doing essentially is recycling water used from the parking lots, the bridges, and the park, and using it to irrigate the plants. So we're really not, we're not pulling water out of the water system to do that and wasting water or trying to capture water on site. So there's just some of the many aspects we've tried to put into place in the park to be green. We also have a lot of LED low-level lighting that keeps those light bills down. And there's various things along those lines that we've tried to employ here, particularly in the use of a lot of native grasses and plants, so we don't have to water as often as we might under any other park conditions. Cumberland Park is accessible by multiple means. You can bike here, the greenways are available, both from Shelby Park in East Nashville. You can go down the Davidson Street Bikeway and access the park directly in front. Behind me is the Shelby Street Walking Bridge, or pedestrian bridge as we call it. That's available to bikes and pedestrians, so it's accessible from downtown, the historic downtown district, the new convention center, or anybody that's coming to visit, or even during the day, during lunch, you can walk across the pedestrian bridge. As part of that, we have two means of getting down to the bridge. There's a new elevator, as you can see, that you can take to get directly down to this location at the park. And there's also a new set of stairs located on the old bridge company building behind us, so you can walk down those stairs from the Shelby Street Walking Bridge and get to the park as well. There's also free parking, public parking. There's a parking lot directly in front of Cumberland Park that's available by car, and you can access that by driving across the Korean War Veterans Memorial Bridge or the highway off Shelby Street Avenue, and each of those takes you directly down to the football stadium, and the parking is available in front of the park there for the public. Dogs are allowed in the park. They're not allowed in the water feature, and they're not allowed in the playground areas. But in terms of walking your dog within the loop of the park itself, yes, dogs are allowed. They must be on a leash at all times. The park is patrolled on a regular basis by the Metro Park Police and the Metro Police on regular patrols, both during the day and throughout the course of the night. We also have staff on hand during the water feature operating hours who also are looking out for things in the park, making sure it's safe and secure for the public. They should feel safe and comfortable and come down here and enjoy the park during its operating hours. Park is open from dawn until 11 p.m. and that's the overall park. So all these features in here are open for kids and adults and families to come play. In terms of all of the play equipment, the gorge wall, our rope climbs, many of the features that the kids are playing on in terms of play equipment, the water, etc., there are a lot of safety features built into this. For instance, we're standing on a soft rubbery surface, which meets all ASTM and safety guidelines for play equipment. So if there are any falls, you're landing on a soft surface. That's the case also around the play equipment and other things. So all of that, we have to meet certain playground safety standards for that. I think another interesting safety feature, and may not be as readily known to the public, is that the water is treated like a swimming pool. So it's sent through a chlorine system, sand filters, and actually unique to Metro, an ultraviolet system, a UV filtration system, which passes the water over ultraviolet rays, which actually is an additional safety feature to limit any contaminants in the water. So the water is fully chlorinated and safe for the public, treated just like a Metro swimming pool. Also, the slide feature itself is made out of corian, which a lot of people may be familiar with as a kitchen counter product. And the idea behind that is it's supposed to hold up better in terms of use. It's a very popular feature. And what we hoped is the lightness of the color and the material won't absorb the sunlight quite as much as typical slides do that get really hot in the summer. So that's another attempt to kind of reduce some of those features that get really hot in this intense heat we're experiencing. We also have a play feature, a giant sandbox over there that's close to the play equipment we have over near the spray ground. And little known to most people, buried under there about 2 feet down are dinosaur bones. There are large sculptured dinosaur bones that are bolted into the bottom of that sand play. So as kids dig down into the bottom, they can actually uncover dinosaur bones within the sand feature itself too. And that's an exciting addition to the park. We have a large master plan for both the east and the west bank of the riverfront. And the idea there is to make the whole entire riverfront on both banks more accessible to the public, to have new parks and new features for people to enjoy, come down and get close to the water and enjoy. Cumberland Park, and we've rehabilitated the old Nashville Bridge Company building here next to us. And as we continue down on the east bank in front of the Titan Stadium, we're currently in the process of designing two new projects. One is the area on the other side of this building to create new walkways, parkland, trees, and different ways to get down to the river. We're going to rehabilitate some of our docks here on the east bank to bring water and power down to them, make them more accessible to boaters and overnight boaters and other people to really enjoy the docks down there. And then we're creating a great lawn over on the other side there so we can have special events, concerts in there, but it also just be a nice play area for kids as well. But potentially kayakers or others that are interested in accessing the water in that location can now have a place to get down to the water. And in that there'll be lots more grass and public park spaces, new trees and benches and picnic areas and other things to bring people down to the park to the riverfront side to really enjoy. We do have information available. If you were to contact the Metro Parks office online at nashville.gov under Parks, we have maps of all the greenways, and on there would be an online map that shows you the greenways from this location and downtown all the way along Shelby Bottoms to the Percy Priest Dam. You could also call Metro Parks at 862-8400 and request a map of our greenway system. And there's also maps available of this park itself through those same information sources.
The Metropolitan Board of Parks and Recreation, its employees and I are always looking for better ways to serve you. We hope these videos have answered your questions, but if not, and you have any more questions, feel free to contact us at 615-862-8400.